I think what's really interesting about back to purposeful engagement as well is it's practice.
Yeah.
I just watched the Nolan Batman films the other day, and at the beginning of it, he's saying, "These are, this isn't a fight. This is practice." That's what that purposeful engagement is, right? If you're going out and actually looking at someone's post and saying like, okay, well, here's where I could add value because I'm an expert of some description at what I do. Or maybe I want to find out information. I agree. I disagree. Can you tell me more? If I'm doing that, I'm learning how to talk to people,
Yeah.
but also how to assess a digital profile and look at the points in there that could make me go, bing, okay, I got something to say about that, or I agree, or like I have an affinity. Oh, they like fishing too. Hurrah, right? If you're doing that for 10, 15 minutes a day, it doesn't have to ruin your work life.
Nope.
Right?
It's a cup of tea, isn't it? You make yourself a cup of tea, you start your Mac up and you're just like, crack on.
But that's exactly what I do. I literally have an espresso and sit, and after my espresso, I like to drink water because, damn it, I'm starting to get a little older. So by the time I finish that espresso and my glass of water, I have commented, either replied to all the comments on a post of mine, but I've also gone out and learned some bits and pieces. And so often, like that gives me a nugget to say, hey, video editor team, did you know there's a new thing on Adobe? And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah. I've got my finger on the pulse. Like, I just look every day and I try and follow people that give good information, much like your good self. And then I can see it and be like, that is an interesting poll. Ping, that gets my brain. What a really interesting comment. Love that blog. Ding. And I start going into new places. So it's completely self-serving.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing is going and commenting on other people's posts. So it could be seen that it's completely altruistic and I'm just, I'm helping everyone else out with comments, but
it's a win-win.
It is.
It's a complete win-win, and LinkedIn now, you've always had the ability to, you can search for keywords and filter it to content and just speak to people that are actually talking about what you want to help with out that day. Just experiment, play with it. Don't be afraid of it.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Is don't be afraid of it. You can hit delete if you don't like it. And worst case scenario, you get a bunch of people telling you how wrong you are about that post. Congratulations. Absolutely. Welcome to Engagement Town.
Yes, absolutely. I've had many a public argument on LinkedIn. I can't help it.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I got dead upset recently with a lot of the this ain't Facebook crowd. And one thing I found out, none of them post. Why don't you shut up? But that's we can have that conversation another day. So look, one of the things that the reason I first started following you is just exactly that, self-serving knowledge, and you're wonderful about giving information away free, which I've always loved. But before the call, you were telling me how that is actually taking the next step, and okay, the free content's going to continue is wonderful, but for those people who want to get maybe a little bit more involved and find out from themselves, you started an academy with like kind of training on demand. Is that right?
That's it, training on demand. We believe that social media is a partnership. There's no one person that should and could do it all for you. Okay. Reason being is because you know your business better than I ever will do. We're social media experts. I know that, you don't know this, and together we'll make beautiful music, okay? So what I've found is that actually those that can't create content, we help them do that, but we coach as well at the same time, because they have to ensure that they're engaging, meeting, and reaching out to the right people to turn the algorithm on.
Right.
That often can be expensive. So what we've also done is created the Be More Social Academy, the Social Hub Academy. This is embarrassing because I can't even remember the name because it's that new. It gets launched tomorrow.
Ooh, exclusive.
So, the Academy is based on the social media food chain. That's the roadmap or the journey that we take people on, going from grassroots right up to Lion State. We've got Hare and Fox in the middle of that. And all of these things take a different view on what you should be doing to make all these things work. So the grassroots is about optimization.
Right.
The Hare stage is about understanding your value proposition. Fox is more about strategic social listening and strategically finding and identifying leads. And of course, the Lion State is about data tracking and pixels and adverts.
Which sounds like far too much information and super scary. But
yes,
I actually know some of those things. And But one thing I found is like nothing in social is like, it's not web design, right? Where I need to understand coding before I can really even start having a conversation about it. Like, I can't get into deep web dev chat until I like get it. Like social, you can, because harping back to what Rick was saying at the beginning of the show, like the what you're talking about, the themes is something that we've been doing forever in marketing. Like if you don't have a marketing department, but you've got a sales team, you're telling them like, hey, let's go after this thing. And by the way, we once sold it to this type of company and they really liked it when I said this. Like, great, that's marketing as well. And you can, you can get it out there. Just think it's really exciting, the fact that you're helping more people get there, because there is the fear and the roadblock of people just being like, that's too much. Pixel, scared me already. But that's a 4-point system. And it ends with some tech, which I can guarantee from everything else Rick has said there, why it's important from the first 3 and why it's being implemented.
It's funny because we believe in that mission so much so, like I think it's a brave move, but I franchised my business this time last year.
Wow.
So that's kind of like brave for me, because Be More Social is so precious to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wow, right?
Oh my God, it's so precious to me. I'm like, nah, anybody's going to like tarnish that name, it's going to be me, nobody else.
There's only one person running this car off the road, all right?
So yeah, but I knew culturally maybe Manchester is different to Doncaster and Leeds to London and so on and so forth. So maybe there ought to be somebody from that location to represent it, to understand the culture and what is hot, what is not, what's going off in that area. Because geographically, a clothes fashion outlet in Manchester is going to have to say different things as it might do in Doncaster, because we have the races here in Doncaster, but you have various events that happen in Manchester that I can't help you represent proper.
Yeah. And won't know that they're happening. I'm not going to know that it's, Saturday is men's night and Sunday and Friday night is ladies' night at the great big thingamajiggy. And so I'm going to get more people coming on Thursday. Like, I just don't know that until I'm local. I remember we once talking to a very, very large hotel chain, and we were talking about taking over social for, I think, 56 venues at once.
Wow.
I was very excited by that. And they wanted to spend £400 per venue to create content. And I was like, for that, we can do it, but it's going to be generic content, kind of like that's filtered across everywhere. Because at £100 a week, I don't have the resource. No one would have the resources to go and say, okay, well, that's Wimbledon. Tennis happens. When's that? That happens between here and here. So we want to talk about it then. Like, I was like, it's just going to be the same shape for everybody across the whole thing. Like, I was saying, realistically, look at the better venues, or and up that budget across them so you can have specific content. Like you're saying, race day is happening 26th of this month. Have you got your dress yet? Oh shit. No, I don't. I'm in.
Yep.
That's, and the variants that are without swear words that you can use to get that out there. But that's invaluable, right? Having that.
Yeah.
So scary. Franchise, that must be scary.
Oh yeah, it was scary. And like somebody told me, you're gonna take 18 months to set a franchise up, and me being me was like, fuck that, I'm gonna do it now. And 3 months time, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. But in 3 months time, we had it all set up, all the manuals, all the slideshow presentations, everything. We worked night and day to have that franchise.
I bet you must work furiously.
Oh God, we got we're just on it like you wouldn't believe. And within, again, we documented the journey. We used social to do all that stuff as well.
Right.
And what excited me the most was by documenting that journey on social and going, this is really hard and I'm tired. And, when we franchise is going to be launched on this date, and we missed the date by about 3 weeks. But being honest and opening up, we opened up to 9 franchisees instantly. The target was 10 by the end of the year. But within that period, we're like, we went on board with this engine. We went on board with this. Do you know what I mean? So it was we reached our target just by simply documenting that process.
Incredible.
And in March, we started with 9 franchisees.
Wow. And, did all that hard work for, I guess what we'd all assume, if this is a success, I get 1 franchisee. I have now franchised my business and then spend the rest of the year finding the other 9. But the work to bring one person on is the same as 10, I imagine. Like all the documentation, the back end stuff, and the bits. Obviously, there's work per franchisee, etc. But to do that, and then you've done all the hard work. And when is it not a case when you try and do something really exciting next that the work is just, it's going to be a huge mountain decline to just get us to where we can start doing this next thing.
Yeah, it's exciting.
That's very cool. That's very exciting yes, that's very exciting. I love that, man. So Academy launches tomorrow. Super exciting. This show is going to be released onto the podcast services. So if you're not watching us live, the good news is not only have you just had a brilliant show with Rik, but the Academy's live. What are you doing here? Stop listening to me talk and go to... Where do they go to?
Just go to bemoresocial.co.uk. Google Be More Social. We've worked really, really hard, actually, for anybody to Google Be More Social or even Rik Courtney to be found somewhere. So just do that. You'll be fine.
Amazing. And what we'll do also is we're going to stick the link to the website into the show notes as well. So should you be watching this wherever, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, podcast, the moon, we will have the associated link so you can go and sign up to the Academy should that be of interest. And if it's not, follow Rik and you're going to get a bunch of free great content. I know I've learned a ton of stuff. And then once you realize that you need a little help with that content, then call Rik and you know what to do. So Rik, thank you so much for joining us, man. Like, this is a great way to kick off a new year. And I really honestly think like what you're saying here is going to help a bunch of people, especially I know how many people are struggling to get their heads around social right now. So I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for being part of the show.
Thanks for having me. Really, really, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mason, take us out, man. Take us to the bridge, baby. Well, there it is, kids. The wonderful Rik Courtney on The Daily Show live at the beginning of season 3, 2022. God damn, that was good fun. As you heard, Rik is the man. Rik knows what he is talking about. Rik brings the heat and keeps it hot. And that's all the lovely stuff I have to say about Rik. If you want to check out the Academy or any of the good bits he said, as he mentioned on the show, just simply Google the Be More group or Rik Courtney, R-I-K Courtney. They've done a ton of work on making sure that when you Google that, they're going to come up. So check out the Be More group and you're going to be able to find out about the Academy, the On Training Demand, plus also they release great content and it's well worth checking them out. Finally, in 2 weeks' time, we're back for another show. So please check out all the YouTube. We love your comments, like and subscribe. As you well know, it warms my very cockles down to the bottom of the cockle. So do that for me. Hit like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm. It makes my lovely producer, Mason, just smile from ear to ear. And quite frankly, that's why I do this show. If I keep Mason happy, then things are good because Mace, as we all know, is an ace. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you on the next episode of The Daily Show.